See, you've got a little spring-loaded C-clamp.
Hey, man. When I see it, I clamp it. That's what they say around here.
I'm gonna use this on.
Spring it down.
I'm gonna use this on my wiener.
I knew you were gonna say your fucking genitals.
Well, I want to grow my foreskin back.
Nice. So you're gonna weigh it down?
Yeah.
Let me get this mic.
I'll take the 2 hooks and like it'll be like, you know, the Kenny versus Spenny Key Gong episode. I'll just have a basket with bricks at all times dangling between my legs.
What's that about?
My
growth.
parents made mistakes.
Growth.
My parents made mistakes when I was a child.
Support.
I was touched without my consent.
By a doctor.
And scissors.
And scissors.
I'm sure they don't use scissors. That would be. It's not a craft.
Fucking safety.
We're not. Yeah, the safety. Yeah, the rounded top.
Those are the ones that children can use, just so everybody knows. And
also the ones you can use on children.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You
know? Ugh.
Yeah, gross.
Yeah. That
hashtag cut club.
Hashtag.
You know?
Hashtag. Smegma ain't a problem. Hashtag yeast nothing.
Yeast nothing?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think yeast collects in there sometimes.
I'm sure there's gross things, all right?
Look, yeast is...
If you're a fan of this podcast, write in and describe your genital situation. Don't. Don't do that.
Yeah, sometimes we make jokes.
Here, I'll field those emails there.
Yeah, don't you
sacrifice.
dare take this joke seriously. I'm not going to jail for you or anybody.
Fuck. This is Grindhouse Movie Club, everybody.
It is.
That's what. How's your week been?
It was really good up until I got coffee all over my face just now.
Yeah. We had Sunfest.
We did.
Last weekend. I got asked twice. I must be so... You know how, like, face blindness exists?
Mm-hmm.
So there are people that, like, they can't recognize a face unless they concentrate on it. It's super hard.
Yeah.
So, like, a way to circumvent that is to, like, give people little colored trinkets because you see the trinket first and you go, oh, it's Jay. Now, I don't have that. And apparently it wouldn't matter because the guy that was there asking people if they wanted to have play cornhole for a YMCA membership.
Play cornhole. I walked right by that.
He asked me twice.
Boy. And did you say, is the YMCA good? Is that a good place to be?
I suspect there may have been a racial element because the person I was with was not asked one time.
Oh, yeah, there's Jay. He's different.
Yeah, he looks like he needs to get away from home.
Let's get that guy in the pool, huh?
He looks like he needs daycare that's cheap.
I don't look, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know any of the benefits of a YMCA membership.
Swimming pool.
This is where the joke kind of ends.
You have a swimming pool and a gym.
Man, Jay's children need somewhere to go after school until he's done work.
Yeah. Jay's children need somewhere to go to wait for him to never show up.
Jay's children need somewhere to be disposed of.
Away from me.
Yeah. Trash can.
Tissues.
Just like nothing, you know?
The floor?
Well, no. I mean, like, because, you got a situation where your bullets ain't got no gunpowder in them, you know?
Yeah.
Or your bullets don't have any bullets.
I've been shooting blanks ever since that killer whale nipped me in the stones.
Jesus. And like to know that it was a killer whale, like they got such big mouths. You're so lucky.
It just cuts to him on the diving board dangling fish, and the fucking whale jumps up and just gets him right in the dick.
Not at all nipping. Completely
There's no
severing.
Devoured me in the stones.
Oh my god.
It was like a krill in a whale shark's mouth. It disappeared the second the maw opened.
They spit you out if you're not krill. That's the nice thing.
Yeah, that is. I mean, yeah, hawk toi. And that's the first and last time that I will ever say that.
I just don't like the way she pronounces the second. It's hawk tui. First of all,
it is tui. Ask Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, ask anybody who spits on a penis. You say hawk tui. Hawk tui. Because it's just
anybody who spits on a penis. You take it from me.
Doctor spits on dick.
We're out here.
MD.
I pronounce it like I'm reading a Far Side comic.
Those cows are always just
places they have a lot of opinions for bovine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was driving to a job site earlier this week, and I saw 2 cows that had prison broken the fence.
Oh,
I can
fuck.
only assume this because they were on the other side of the driveway from the fence, but they didn't have any urgency like an escaped prison inmate would. I think they had a plan, enacted it, it was successful, and they didn't know where to go from here. Like a dog catching a milk truck.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Once you bite the mailman, like, are you really gonna keep biting them? Like, was that the plan? You're gonna
When
kill
is it
the
over?
mailman?
Yeah. Think it through.
Jesus. I like that though. I mean, nobody was doing anything about it.
You know, it really seemed like nobody was.
Maybe they just murdered the people inside the house.
That's it. The farmer comes out and is like, okay, you gore him, I'll open the gate.
Let him get close enough. I'm gonna kick this guy like a horse. I've seen them do it.
I have a joke. I can't remember who it is. I think it's an Australian guy or a Scottish guy that tells it, stand up. But it's about a guy who goes out of his house and he looks in a tree at the front of his house. He's got this big fucking tree and there's a gorilla in it. He's like, ah, shit. So he calls the police and they're like, this isn't a police problem. So we're going to send out animal control. Like, okay, cool. Animal control shows up and it's one guy with a Rottweiler on a leash and a shotgun. The guy's like, what the fuck are you going to do with any of that? And he goes, okay, here's the plan. I have this dog collar here. I'm going to climb this tree and I'm going to shake it. All right? And then the gorilla's going to fall out. And now, when that happens, I'm going to say the go word and this dog is going to clamp down on the gorilla's nuts so hard that he passes out. At which point, you got to put the collar on the gorilla and I'll load him into the truck. I was like, okay, well, what's the shotgun for? Well, if I fall out of the tree, you shoot the dog.
Yeah. Yeah, you do shoot the dog. Oh my god. That did not go where I thought it was gonna go.
It's my favorite joke right now.
Oh shit, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Welcome to Grindhouse Movie Club, everybody.
Yeah, welcome to Grindhouse Movie Club.
Was there a need to specify?
Yeah,
You had to enunciate that?
we watch movies and not steaming heaps of shit.
Oh, it's ironic that you say that given what I was just subject to.
Yeah, I know.
All right?
Well-
Thanks, Andrew, for the intro song once again.
Welcome
You've attached your name to a real stinker.
to the podcast where we stink and the movies there in as well stink.
You can go to darkroastcult.com. That's
sure
with a
can.
C, not a K.
Please
All right?
spell it correctly.
We're not trying to affiliate with any organizations that use too many K's in their name.
Yeah.
There's only one, and it's in dark, right at the end. We're taking the K back.
That's right.
All right?
I got no business being a part of this, but we're taking it back.
You can
Give us that K.
you can also just one, not 3.
Yeah, that's right.
Just one. You can also go to grindhousemovie.club. And when I say dot, I mean period.
Boom. Right in the middle of the name of the podcast like that.
Yeah, that way you don't have to remember too much.
That's right.
And then you can also go to the Patreon and pay $2 or $1 depending on where you live, assuming you're in North America. It's probably 800 kroner. I don't know. I have fucking any idea how many baht it is because that's not even a real currency.
Well, here's the thing. It's probably quite a few. I think it's like thousands.
I'm sure that it is.
But like, what about ruples? Because like ruples sound like they're worth a lot.
Ruples sound like gemstones.
They sound precious.
They named their shit correctly.
But
it can't be worth much though.
yeah, they're
I'm
not
sorry.
doing so hot, eh?
I think the worst one is Ugandan currency because the inflation rate at one point was so bad there. They started paying employees in the morning, and by the end in the afternoon, they couldn't buy dinner because the prices had gone up too high.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm not gonna move there.
No, I mean it would be hot.
I'm also not gonna get paid in that currency.
It would be hot, and there's too many hyenas on chains. I don't want anything to do with that.
And apparently, the currency is the tide.
The current. See.
Oh.
All right.
All right.
What fucking movie did we do for Grindhouse Movie Club this week, Matt?
I kind of just want to keep talking.
Okay.
Is that all right?
No, that's fine.
No.
As an alternative to this?
As an alternative to this,
Yeah.
I would have watched Apollo 11.
Yes. Well, my understanding is that's a good movie.
Well,
I think Tom Hanks is right in there, isn't he?
he is, and now I've only seen it once when I was a child.
I don't think I've seen it.
Now you're missing out on a pivotal.
My version of that was Armageddon, I think.
Okay, all right. Armageddon, and then there was also Deep Impact. I think they came out.
Didn't watch that either.
If you've seen Armageddon, you didn't need to see Deep Impact.
Oh, it's the same?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Except it's not Ben Affleck trying to get his dick sucked by huge Steven Tyler's daughter lips.
No, and
The one thing that Liv Tyler inherited, aside from money from her father, is lips.
She's got lots of them.
He probably transplanted them at birth. Like, I got plenty, and she's gonna need extra.
It was probably like a.
You want to be a star, don't you?
You know how, like in The Lion King, when they like put the paint on the lion's face, it's that. But he smooches his daughter, and just smushes the fuck out of him. And now you're a Tyler.
Now you're a Tyler.
I don't know what he sounds like outside of
heroin.
Aerosmith, but
I fucking.
Love it an elevator. This is my daughter's fucking face.
I was trying to remember the one from Armageddon, and I can't.
Oh yeah, they did not use an Aerosmith. You can't.
They did.
But then she's.
And then not only did they do that, they had a music video where it's just Steven Tyler looking at monitors like a fucking NASA scientist and opening his mouth really wide because that's all he does.
Much like a whale shark.
Yeah, that's right. And we've come full circle. They both probably eat krill.
Which one had balding guy in it? Not balding, but I think he shaved his head. Bruce Willis.
Armageddon.
Okay, good. That's
he was the dad that's like, you're not allowed to date my daughter, who's Liv Tyler. And then Ben Affleck's like, listen, whether you like it or not, I've seen Star Wars Episode 2. The second I get you in a picnic, it's over.
Oh, man. The second we're in space, doesn't matter.
You better hope I don't start talking about sand with her.
Space fucking.
I hate sand. It's so sandy.
I don't know what
that's Anakin Skywalker's shitty small talk when he's trying to romance his own sister.
Boy, I gotta tell you, you've seen more Star Warses than I have.
Yeah, well...
I saw number 1, and then I saw the old ones, and then I didn't ever see the other 2, so anything...
That's what I should have done.
Very confusing. I hear a lot of stuff happens in those movies.
Yeah, a lot of dumb stuff.
Yeah.
You got a shitty child actor that sucks for most of it.
Hey, what do you... That's what they do.
And on the topic of shitty acting, Apollo 18, everybody.
Now, when you say shitty, do you mean... Oh, by the way, first of all, you didn't see Apollo 11?
No.
You missed out the best... The only part of that film I remember is Tom Hanks pissing into space.
Oh, he just pisses it? What is it, freeze into an ice spike immediately?
Nah, I think it kind of like...
It's okay.
It shimmers into space,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Like,
he pees into like a trash ejector and then just shoots it out there.
Like, you know in animes when somebody's like crying magical tears?
That's exactly what it's like.
Sparkly, like ambergris.
Is ambergris, is it sparkly?
I don't know.
Because it's just waxy barf, right?
I think.
I don't know.
It's either that or semen. I don't remember.
No, it's barf. Okay. It's definitely barf. Oh boy, it comes out the mouth.
So once again, the girl.
I saw a video of an elephant scratching its belly
with its own dick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something for you. All right, so Apollo 18, huh? We should just get this out of the way.
Yeah.
So we can get back to talking about elephant dicks.
Yeah, I'd rather. You got 2 sentences or less for Apollo 18? Oh shit! It just kept going.
Well, it had to be 2 sentences. I don't know how to spell that, but that's my sentences.
Mine was 80 hours of footage, and none of it was any better than jalapeno dick.
That was really the peak of the film, huh? And they put that right there at the beginning.
Yeah, they did.
Boy.
All the best parts of the film are at the beginning, and the rest sucks. And let me tell you, the list of parts of this film that are better than the rest of the film is shorter than the film.
I have a distinct memory of thoroughly enjoying this film, having only watched it 1 time.
I can't imagine that's true.
And now I think if I had watched it a second time, well, I mean, here we are.
You would have realized your folly, the folly of man.
This is my second time, and yeah.
Yeah. I hate this movie. I hate this movie for about 12 pretty good reasons.
Okay.
And the reason why I said shitty acting, is because one of these characters, their acting is apparently so bad that they need to cut around it with B-roll of him just looking around while his lines are being spoken.
Are you talking about the guy in like the shuttle?
Yeah.
The guy who's just like, guys.
Him and the one that goes to the moon. One of the ones that goes to the moon that doesn't get spidered up.
Not, they'll, spoiler alert, they all get spidered.
Oh, yeah, moon spiders, everyone. Just so you know, in case you were wondering, you only saw the trailer, and they did that Cloverfield mystery thing where you have no idea what it could be about because it's quick cuts and barely any dialogue.
Just like the fucking movie.
It's yup.
Slow cuts, barely any dialogue.
Moon spiders, okay?
And rocks.
Of varying sizes, and then, yeah, they're rocks sometimes.
Rocks. Space rocks.
Go ahead and explain that, aliens.
Yeah, the moon. Why don't you fucking... There's nothing on the moon.
There's not a goddamn thing, okay? There's holes and worse temperature.
There's nothing to eat up there. What would be up there?
Well, everybody says cheese.
How about the man in the moon's just his fucking face, and it's just dogs eating it because he's died. That's what's going on the fucking moon.
Dogs are eating a man's face?
I haven't seen the man in the moon for a long time. I can't pick that face out. I assume dogs have fucking shoot it right off.
Well, in like 1920, somebody flew a spaceship into his eyeball.
And yeah, so he probably looked away. He's like, I had enough of that shit.
Yeah, I'm turning my back to this.
I look at you guys for 2 minutes.
You guys are only getting the dark side from now on.
And that's my ass.
When I open it up.
So this movie, it starts as every... Look. It's a found footage movie.
Yes, it is.
So in order for it to be a found footage movie, you have to know that somebody has found this footage.
That's right.
And
it's being compiled.
Somebody who didn't film it happened upon it, and now here it is.
Which is, I mean, it's good that they said that because it's edited about as competently as somebody who touched a film for the first time right before editing this.
Actually, I think the person who edited this also edited fucking Ghost Hunters.
Fantastic.
All those fucking...
Beautiful.
I mean, it seems like it with the dumb shit that I had to look at. Like, I couldn't see a rock moving on my own.
Yeah, no.
Let's circle it.
Let's
highlight it.
Yeah, we'll
zoom in on it.
We'll darken the rest of the frame, and then we'll have a big circle, and we'll zoom in into grainy footage, which actually makes it harder to see.
It certainly does.
Thanks, guys. I didn't need help with the telescope.
Now, how about this? How about we have a rock move one time, and then an hour and 24 minutes of no rocks moving. So you're looking around being like, is it happening? Is it happening? And you miss the film. Because you're trying to find the moving rocks in the background because it's better than what the fuck you're watching.
And then also the element of disappointment on a 30-second to second basis when there's no rocks on screen that are moving.
How about this? How about the only scare in the film is a dude waking up?
Hey, I was tricked into a fucking BBC documentary about the moon's surface. You framed it as a horror movie, and now I just know what craters look like up there.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Now I know how Russians land their spacecrafts.
This movie's so boring it might as well be educational.
This movie is so boring, you could show it in school and nobody would know. They'd be like, wow, can't believe that happened.
We're going to show it in, astronomy class. I mean, this was real.
So, anyway, it's a found footage film. The footage has been found, and now here it is for you to watch.
Yes.
And now, if you didn't know anything about the moon, don't worry. This movie starts with moon facts.
Yeah, plenty of them.
Stuff about people landing on the moon. I didn't care.
No, me neither.
I didn't. Like, normally I would write this down, but...
It didn't matter.
Like, this is American history. If you don't know it, by now, you're going to fail. All right?
So, I just break down the entire plot of the film in about a sentence.
How about do that?
This was... It's called Apollo 18 because there were only 17 Apollo missions. This is supposed to be the covert final one.
Wink, wink.
Where everything horrible is revealed. And it's classified. And the 3 men who are going on the mission can't even tell their families about it. Now, what I just did takes the movie about 15 minutes. And it says it 17 times.
Thanks.
Also, once they get up into outer space, I don't know if you were able to tell, but Johnny, the one who has to hang back on the space station, is really bummed that he doesn't get to go to the moon, and they're really bummed that he doesn't get to go to the moon as well. So much so that in the same format as regular conversation between buds, we repeat the exact same shit over and over until it's drilled into your head like a fucking lobotomy. Cool. Let's just fill time because of boring footage with the same statements repeatedly.
Hey, it's important for you to know the history, and
Yep.
we have 20 minutes to give you the history.
Yeah, dude, of the moon.
Here-
And I don't. The other thing that I don't like. Okay, you're supposed to have found this fucking footage. It starts on the ground, which defeats the purpose of it being a classified mission. Because how the fuck are you gonna keep it a secret? That's why the moon landing is not fake. It's too many people who have the capability of opening their mouths at a barbecue.
For real.
It's done.
So, this documentary,
Yeah.
we get like people at a barbecue and they get a phone call and it's like, hey, you gotta go to space, just don't fucking tell anybody, okay?
Yeah, your mission if you choose to accept it.
And you have to accept it, this is America.
And also your phone will self-destruct if you say no.
Also, you're outside and you're on a you're on a corded phone because this is 1972.
Oh, let's all remember irrelevantly that this is set in the 70s.
Yeah,
as
make
an
sure you
excuse,
know.
As an excuse for having the shittiest cameras ever.
Yes. Just so you're fucking aware, in case you, I don't know, miss all of the film grain and the old shitty looking footage at the beginning.
You'd think the
that-
government would be able to shoot on something better than Super 8.
You would think. You would absolutely. And you would think that what they film on the moon wouldn't be a better quality than what they're filming this backyard party with. But for some reason, we go from like really grainy,
yep.
shitty, like overexposed,
Yep.
palling around in the 70s backyard to kind of like you added effects to like a better quality film. You know,
added
to make
that,
it look shitty.
That noise and grain that creates the line that traditional film cameras have when the negatives are fucked up.
Yup.
And that just moves around the screen indiscriminately. Also,
Love those scan lines.
I think what ended up happening is that NASA spent all of their R&D money on having building a camera that can change its own frame rate at will.
Yeah, you know
whenever
that,
it serves the movie, like when a jump scare happens.
You know that like facial tracking
Yes.
technology they had back in the 70s.
They definitely had that in the 70s.
So we got this fucking wicked camera that's gonna follow you around.
And it's gonna lurch in between 10 FPS and 60 just cuz.
Hey, it's old. What do you expect?
Just fucking cuz.
It's the moon.
And let me tell you, when the frame rate's shitty, is the most boringest scenes of the movie. So not only is it a slog to sit through them, everything, it's the fucking moon, okay? It's slow as fuck up there. You have no choice. It's like being underwater, you're slow.
Everything is molasses.
I don't need the camera to also record slowly.
But it's the moon. There's no gravity,
I
man.
forgot. Yeah, no, it's different electromagnetism up there. It's fucking with the signals.
Yeah. Jay, I really fucking hate this movie.
Dude, I want you to know this. Cloverfield I wrote, I think 150 notes, 140 notes for, individual line notes. 60.
I got 3 pages where we normally have 6 to 8.
You usually have 8. I have 3 pages. And they're not double-sided. That's the other thing.
Mine are, but let me tell you, mine are, well, right here I wrote, this is where the movie becomes a movie, /good,
Okay.
/starts.
And at what point was that?
Wow, it takes them all of taking off and getting to fucking space before the tone of the movie changes from shitty handheld camera to movie.
Okay.
And it's like this 20 minutes of like, well, we're going up there and we're not allowed to tell anybody. I wish I could tell my boy. I could bring him a rock or something.
That
no,
seems
you
a
fucking
bit
don't.
Suspect. No, you definitely don't want to bring him a moon rock after this movie.
Oh man, we're going up there to put some receivers up there and they're going to be able to see the Russians shooting rockets at us.
The Cold War was over, okay? Anyway.
So there's 20 minutes of each. First, all of these people have names and backstories. And guess what? I don't know any of them, and I still completed the film.
Do they have backstories, though? Or do we just learn 2 sentences about their wife and kids?
We learn maybe a sentence and a half. Maybe a sentence and a bullet point.
The most fleshed out backstory is the fact that one of them, Ben, has a son.
Has wife and son. Bullet point. Misses them.
Yeah, perfect. He has a tape recorder because this little fucking asshole
this
took
little
your outer
sack
space
of fucking shit.
that you have recorded your favorite songs.
Your
takeoff playlist, all right?
It's like if you were giving birth and you went to hit your birthing playlist and it was, hey, I'm the fucking boy. I'm your fucking son. And it's your wife, are you fucking around with your dad's tape recorder? And I love you, Dad. Okay, bye.
He cuts it off real quick, too. I don't know if that was the sound of the tape recorder clicking off or the child being struck.
That was a fucking shoe whizzing across the room.
Yeah.
Mach 10.
Got a shokla for you. So, like, when you describe the movie starting, is the starting, what I wrote here was weightless footage where nothing happens?
That's yeah.
So let's go from just having, instead of showing it on screen like a film, just have them at a table saying script lines and then cut to taking off and then weightless footage where they don't speak. Now here's the thing, right? All through this movie, you had 1,000,001 opportunities to build characters because I can't even drive to Hamilton without divulging something personal and embarrassing about myself. And that's just an hour and a half, let alone 8 days! When you're stuck in a room with one other person, you're not gonna have one deep conversation. Nah, jalapeno dick.
I think that happens before they even take off, dude.
That happens like while they're in the process of getting to like moon area.
Is it? I thought this was like this was part of the documentary. The dude's like, yeah, cutting up jalapenos and I touched my penis and it hurt quite a bit. And my penis.
And so I had to dip my balls in milk. If this is what it takes to be an astronaut, I don't want to be one.
I thought astronauts had to have like an IQ.
Yeah.
Here they are chopping jalapenos and just jerking off.
Well, as we learn later on in the movie, this is essentially a suicide mission. So it's like
just buzzing one out in the toilet.
Yeah. We don't really care about the intelligence level of who we're sending if we don't think they're coming back.
Yeah, that's why they called them at a barbecue.
Why are you on call? Fucking Memorial Day weekend, probably. Look at your outdoor celebration.
Oh, Christ. Plan around it. Plan around it, everybody.
Let's make it incredibly, painfully clear that John isn't coming on the moonwalk. John stays back, and then you have Ben and Nate. I also, at one point, I believe, called them just White 1, 2, and 3.
White 1. I just said the guy and the guy and the guy. Because once they put helmets on, it could be Waldo. It could be literally Waldo. You don't fucking know which one's which.
Their voices sound very similar as well, which doesn't help.
I couldn't clock a voice if I tried.
I don't. Nate sounds like he's been chewing on gravel and cigarettes in a bowl for 30 years, but the rest of them, that's the only way I could differentiate.
Just 3 men. That's all. There's 3 men in a boat.
Great.
That's the whole fucking movie.
Not even a tiger. Life of Pi was better.
Oh, at least there was some fucking real danger there.
So, instead of doing the things that astronauts would do when you're, I don't know what to call it, de-docking, in order to land a station on the moon, a lunar lander, things like calibrations, constant communication of orientation, fuel levels, whether or not lights are on or off. These are all very important when you're in outer space, the most dangerous place for a person to be.
The most hostile environment, and it's not even doing anything.
It's like people turn into cats when you talk about space. That's why they call it a vacuum.
They just skitter off.
Anyway, instead of doing all the things a professional astronaut would do, we're just gonna go, man, I sure wish you were coming with us. Yeah, me too. Well, all right.
Have fun for 8 days.
8 fucking days of nothing but gray.
Nothing but gray and jerking off to memories.
You can't even jerk off because you sleep above me. Who's jerking off?
No, well, I mean, he's alone for 8 days on that shuttle. Are we still...
Oh, yeah, he's doing it.
That guy's got fucking pearls just floating around.
My thing is that's so They're
gonna come back and be like, who broke their pearl necklace? It's just floating around here.
All I'm gonna say, right, is there's a scene of Nate shaving where he's using white shaving cream and nothing at all to catch his whiskers. And I had a thought about it, so I looked up a Chris Hadfield video where he was like, you want to make sure you catch everything because particles in the air is the most dangerous thing about a shuttle.
That's fair.
You know?
Yeah.
It gets into the fucking equipment and suddenly like, oh, bzz, you're dead.
Yeah,
You're dead in space.
Something gets moving a little too quick, it busts something, you know?
Yes. That's
You gotta tape everything down. That's space.
protons just flying through you
Christ.
all the time.
Right, like right now, I just felt one.
You did.
Ah.
What's it feel like?
Feels good.
It feels good.
Feels like a
Healthy.
Feels like 1/17 of an orgasm.
Not even a tenth, like a sneeze.
Yeah, no, it's a little less. So we're here we are. We're on the moon because guess what? Nothing happens in between that.
Not at all. They don't, and that's what I mean. Like, okay, you know Alien, where before the alien shows up, there's a lot of just people fucking around on the space station.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. It's interesting because it's character development.
Yes.
You get to see them interact with each other. You get to see them share emotions or have conflicting ones. And there's excitement. And there's loneliness. And you know what you get in this movie? None of that.
Not a lick.
Shred of that.
You get them repeating the same, like, generic stuff to remind you.
It's the NDS PSD5s. We're in danger of PSD FH-76 buttons don't work anymore.
When he gets off the little pod thing, he's like, yeah, I prepared a speech, but not like anybody's going to hear it. This is a classified mission.
Oh, so then why say anything?
Yep.
So say nothing at all then.
Except he fucking says the
What-
speech. For who? For me? You didn't need to do that. Just get off the little shuttle and hop around.
Hurry up.
All right, so we hop off. Hey, why don't we put the flag up? All right, it's stiff, just like the moon landing.
Yeah,
all right.
we're on the moon.
That's the
most
moon.
boringest place in the solar system. You could have done anywhere else. Well, you could have done any fucking planet. You know, ones with weather.
I was literally gonna say there's not even a breeze on the moon.
There ain't.
There's nothing.
That's why the flag's rigid.
The wind doesn't even fuck around. That's,
No, the wind's
that's
like,
how boring
fuck
the moon
this
is.
shitty little rock. I don't care.
Now, yeah, I'm out of here. I'm a cosmic breeze.
Mother Nature's like, I'm busy.
I'm radiation.
Why wouldn't you do Neptune? It's like mostly ocean. That'd be sick.
Why wouldn't you do Mars?
Because I mean, there's a million Mars.
I'll fucking take Mars over the moon.
There's already a Mars. I can't remember the name of it though. It's like fucking 130 days on. There's another Mars found footage movie that sucks dick. I think I fell asleep during it literally.
Is it the one where Matt Damon poops?
No, that's The Martian.
Okay, I've seen that one.
There's also Mission to Mars, in which there is a tornado that has a face and it pulls somebody apart.
I've seen that.
Fucking sick.
I've seen that part.
There's also Mars Attacks, where Ice Cube gets accosted by a bunch of people with filed teeth and no spacesuits on Mars.
Now, Mars Attacks. I rented that when it came out. Scared the shit out of me. Scared the fucking shit. I was 6.
Did I call it Mars Attacks? It's Ghosts of Mars. Mars Attacks is the Jack Nicholson alien movie that's great.
That scared I was 6 or 7 and like
those little Martians fucked your shit right up, eh?
Well, okay, so what it was is right at the beginning where they come down and it's the lady and what do they chew gum because that's how they it's something, right? They have
There's a reason. I don't
they're
remember.
always chewing gum because I think it helps them.
I've only seen it one time. I think it's like altitude shit. Like you do that on an airplane so your ears don't pop.
Something like that. But the guy's like, hey, let me get that gum out of your mouth. And he puts his finger in there and it just bites that right off.
Nice.
Now I was 6. I didn't see that. I was fine with the aliens. Fine with them.
Dude, when I was, when I was 4, I saw the tapeworm episode of The X-Files.
Love it.
That was my introduction.
Love it. That's, man. Whew.
Why do astronauts eat like a homeless person who just robbed a dollar store? Peas and carrots.
Because that's moon food.
No tang in sight.
Moon food.
Peas, carrots, and powdered eggs. Go fuck yourself. I'll starve.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was powdered eggs. There was something else too. What was the other gross bit of food?
Whatever the other guy was eating, it was also probably gross.
Likely, it's moon food.
Yeah, moon food.
So there's they fucking look. They've been on the moon for all of 5 minutes. They get the job done. Why are we here for 8 days?
It's a great question.
Why are we here for 8 days? You had to put a box on the moon. The box is on the moon.
Perfect.
Collect your rocks. Let's go.
So what happens is they get bored because Johnny's on the dark side with no communication, so they go and fuck around and find out. Maybe you should have stayed in. You know, this whole problem, there wouldn't be one at all if you guys had just stayed in. However, with that being said, Ben's out here collecting samples of aliens like a retard. He picks up the rock and he goes, "This rock feels different." Put it back! Put it the fuck back!
I did not need to hear how everything was different. Different from what?
I've never been there.
Other rocks on a different planet!
I've never been there. I'm sure they're different. I'm sure they're different for any number of normal-ass reasons.
First of all, you know what? No, not even. 18th of all, at the beginning of this film, well, they go ahead and they say, well, NASA's got 800 pounds of moon rocks. I don't know what we're getting more rocks for.
Great. 800 pounds is enough.
How in that 800 pounds is there not another rock spider? And they went, we don't need this.
They're not getting them from the right section, the right quadrant of the moon.
Right?
They're at the wrong lunge and lat.
You're telling me. You know what? You're right. You are actually right. Because at one point he's like, yeah, it seems like they're all coming out of here.
This one crater. Let me get close.
Yeah, let me get down in here. It feels different. He says it's soft.
Yeah.
So is it one big fucking bug? What's the moon?
Oh my god.
Where are we? Oh, I hate this movie.
I wish so hard they did a fucking sequel and the moon's just a bug.
Yeah, just one day somebody looks up, has that thing always had legs and been coming at us?
It's just weird.
Fucking,
Fucking dumb. Why are men always stereotypically in denial about the fact that they snore?
Yeah.
Yeah, just say either you snore or you don't, and if you snore, who gives a fuck?
How about this?
Put a nasal strip on when you go to sleep. I'm sure astronauts have those.
They have to. I think they have to have like everything just in case, right?
Yeah, I'm sure of it.
But like, look,
who let them smuggle shaving cream onto the fucking?
Who?
You tell me who.
This is the jalapeno dick part. You were right. They were in space.
Yeah, and so his nickname now is JD.
JD, not Jack Daniels.
It should be JD because it's a jalapeno.
Yeah.
On his deek.
The J is silent D.
Jalapeno on his deek.
I'm
Jeff Dunham.
I kill you.
15 minutes in, we've seen one weird thing and heard a noise outside, and that's it.
Oh, yeah. 15 minutes into after the 20 minutes of intro, the 15 minutes of movie after
Basically, yeah.
Is all, why is the power flickering? We're on the moon.
Oh, what's this
Power shouldn't be flickering. We're on the moon.
What's this weird feedback we're hearing on the radio communication to Earth from the moon in the 70s?
Now, this weird radio...
I'm not sure we had static back then.
The fucking sound is rock monsters skittering, all right? The whole time, all they're hearing is monster sounds coming through the thing, and not one time they're like, well, this is not what feedback sounds like.
Imagine Planet Earth did a spread on house centipedes and really, really beefed up the audio on their pitter-patter. That's what this fucking feedback sounds like.
Yeah.
It sounds like a very black woman at a keyboard in an office because of the nails.
You know what? You ever seen Ghostbusters?
Yes.
It's like
the chick from Ghostbusters.
There you go.
She did have the nails.
It doesn't have to be a race thing. But yeah, so like at no point are like, well, this doesn't sound like static. I'm only an astronaut. I've only been exposed to the sound of static.
I'm trying to read what the fuck that says. Why the fuck can't I read my own writing?
Is it really that important? Did you really write a note in this film?
Well, it was a comment about the first jump scare, which I think is just him being filmed snoring and being actually awake and going, boo!
Yeah, let me tell you about that fucking jump scare. Scariest part of the film, and wherever it happens, it startled me, and right there.
Yeah.
Ben has been documenting Nate's snores, and I just fucking, it scared me, so I jittered off there.
You fucking scribbled. Here's the thing, all right? This movie has no score. There's no music in the movie. Except when they have to have an audio sting for a jump scare. Because just somebody going, bah, isn't scary enough. We also have to fucking... to everything.
To every little thing.
I just threw my phone like 10 feet.
Your phone is
gone.
under that table.
Gone forever. Lost to the ages.
Oh.
Just fine.
So
the only non-diegetic audio we get is basically... in service of the only scary thing about the movie, and it's being startled by humans. People. I don't think an alien scared me one time in this movie.
It didn't. There was literally nothing scary about the aliens because they're so fucking blurry. And
they're blurry as fuck.
Rocks. They're fucking rocks that move around.
They're rocks until they suddenly have legs, and all you can see is them having legs. And then, honestly, the only thing that moves around is a camel spider, and then later on, several of them. Great, I've seen them.
Yeah. You taped a plastic rock to a camel spider and you let it loose. And like, I'm certain that when they made this film, they made the film, and they're like, okay, we got the monsters. Let's put the monsters in there. Wow, these look like shit. Let's not show these.
Jeez.
Let's show these for all of 2 shaky seconds.
We really fucked up the monsters. Here's the other problem, though, is that our movie is only about 30 minutes long. Play most of it at half speed.
Yeah, you didn't add in all of the B-roll of the moon, in case you forgot we were on the moon.
And to reiterate, this is compiled out of 80 hours of footage. This is the best footage out of all 80 of those hours. And what was the rest of it? Them jerking off?
Who the fuck is filming the guy in the shuttle?
Him.
Is he vlogging?
It's him fucking self.
Is he vlogging it?
Yeah, he is.
All right.
What's up, YouTube? You might as well just say, what's up, YouTube? What's up, Houston?
Here I am. I'm up aboard the fucking Freedom and the Liberty.
Coming at you with a new unboxing video. It's me opening the door.
Here I am eating ham spread out of a tube.
Here I am eating dust that I add water to. How's that? Watery dust.
Fucking.
Which is also grits. Honestly, that's grits.
It is.
I'm sorry, the South. You suck.
Hey, bake it maybe. Bake it. Put it in the oven if you want me to eat that. I'm not going to eat flour and water.
No.
And salt.
Probably, yeah. Like too much salt.
Too much. Well, if it's not, it's disgusting.
No, it's gritty and it's not at all it's like I'm drinking from the ocean.
Which I'd rather do than watch this film.
I might get a cool bug in me.
You might get liver failure or kidney failure, I guess.
I mean, that's fine. They find some footprints, all right? And the footprints are flat because they're not wearing the same boots. And they're like, shit. The only thing I could think of... Actually, I can't think of fucking anything at all. Let's just follow them. Hey, man, if I'm on the moon and I see footprints and they're not mine, guess where I go? Off the moon forever, because who the fuck else is up here, okay?
Well, here's
what tell me who's up here.
Here's what I do. I go, that must be from all of the other times we've been up here, because there's no breeze!
All right, you raise a great point.
This is Neil Armstrong's footprints. We happen to be right here.
The boots were just different back then. I'm sure that's fine. All right.
They got the new fucking Space Jordans.
Either that. Very logical answer. Nah, instead we're going to follow him until we find... Because this was my point, is that, like, okay, worst case scenario, it's a fucking skinwalker because that's a human foot. And best case scenario, it's the country you're at war with.
Spoiler alert!
So they find a Russian lander. Oh, why is there Russians up here? Did you guys know that? No, sorry, because we're the government, we just keep secrets all the time. That's basically the logic of them not knowing that Russians were also on the moon. Because we're the U.S. government, and we don't like to tell people anything.
Yeah, Houston's literally like, whoopsie poopsie.
Gee!
Boy,
shucks.
we had an idea, but we weren't, we knew. So die up there.
And I couldn't tell you why. At one point, while he's shaving, one of the samples that Ben collects ends up on the floor and nobody's touched it. I mean, look, it's 2 of us. Who touched the rock? Either you touched the rock, or I'm having a delusional episode.
I know I didn't touch the rock, so logic. Quit lying to me. Why are you lying to me?
I tossed a turn in my sleep, all right? And I touched a rock.
Honestly, though, like, come on. It's a very small capsule. Are you telling me, like...
You haven't tripped over a single thing?
I mean, if you trip...
The more samples you collect, the more tripping hazards you're creating on the moon.
It's a real fall. It's a real slow fall when you trip on the moon.
Oh, no!
That's a real inconvenience for everybody. You have time to get all the rocks out of the way. Help!
I'm still falling.
Yeah.
So he fucking, Ben goes... Nate's got to stay back and see if he can get DOD, which I believe stands for Department of Defense, but they treat it like it's one guy and it's the president. And so he's got to stay back and wait for communication. And Ben goes, I got a great idea, gang. Let's split up. This motherfucker's never seen a Scooby-Doo, which probably came out a week ago.
It would be brand new. It would be, yeah.
It should be at the forefront of your brain. You know where you don't split up? On the fucking moon.
For real, though.
Why would you ever do that?
Well, the nice part about splitting up on the moon is, like, there he is. Right there. The only other thing on the horizon, right there.
Oh, gee. What's that? A spacesuit? All right, good.
I see a man. We're good.
That's all I need.
Fucking, like, going to the moon and, like, you're not going to get lost. Just keep walking. You're going to come back around.
Yeah, eventually, yeah.
Like, it's
I do wonder how long it would take to do that.
It's like Walmart, you know? You're not going to get lost. Just look.
Yeah.
Just look around. You're going to see your mom. Stop crying.
Stop crying. The last time I was in a Walmart, literally a kid got lost and security had to walk him around.
Nice. Did you make fun of him?
They were wearing bulletproof vests.
Black
Black people in Walmarts don't do well against security.
That's
okay?
fair. That's fair. Well, I didn't really realize Walmart was that serious.
I wasn't looking for a defibrillation session.
You should have just been like, hi, your parents don't love you.
They left you here on purpose.
I fucked your mom.
She told you to stop hiding in the coat racks.
You looking for your mom? I just had her in the bathroom.
Broke the sink.
Child.
When people say what the hell when they have all the license in the world to say fuck, I immediately check the film's rating. Guess what? PG-13. Not a surprise, because if I saw Strange Footprints, once again, that's cause to say what the fuck.
Oh, boy. At least shit or holy God.
Nah, we get what the hell like 5 times when it's honestly, it's less appropriate than what the fuck, because it's like, oh, you don't actually even care about what's happening enough.
Yeah, you might as well just made up a word. Dungledork. There's fucking footprints up here. I still said fuck, because it's...
Oh,
even I would...
Oh,
but I didn't say fuck.
Oh. Fucking Ben decides to go into the crater with the lander by himself, or wherever the tracks lead, even though Nate's straight up like, it's too fucking cold and the suits aren't designed for it.
Yeah.
And he goes, nah, it's not that cold. Cut immediately to him saying, it's so cold.
I took 3 steps into the crater. Ice.
It's fucking cold. Also, I didn't bring a light. I brought a camera to flash.
I hate it.
What the fuck is that dumb shit? You're telling me that you went all the way to the moon, you don't have a floodlight for when the sun turns around?
Honestly, the fucking... The spaceship took off. NASA kind of like turned over the shoulder. Oh, shit.
Fuck.
Flashlights are in the box still.
I told him to grab that bag.
I hope he brought that camera with the ridiculous flash that seems to charge up right away.
Yeah, I hope he brought that Texas Chainsaw Massacre era camera.
Yeah, you know, the one with the bulbs.
Imagine hearing that on the moon. I'd kill myself.
That... You've got it... That would be the camera they would have. But there's no... These...
You're not going to have a better camera than that. It's the 70s.
This fucking camera, its flash is going off quicker than like a 90s disposable.
That's right. Also, let me just point out, okay, you Google search right now Vietnam War footage, way better footage than this in terms of quality. That shit can still service as a movie right now.
Jay, they're on the moon. They're on the moon.
So what?
Cameras ain't so good on the moon.
They're fucking... Oh.
Well, all right. Look. Let's just pretend like this movie really was good. And we enjoyed when he just strobed his flash so that we didn't have to look at rocks moving when the rocks kind of are moving.
Also, his feet, and then suddenly a dead Russian man.
Because, and
he is, okay, let's paint the picture also. He is actively freezing to death because he is outside of sunlight in the crater, and he keeps getting colder and colder. So much so that it's a problem when he gets back out, because he needs time to warm up. That's why he says, yes, I'm warming up now. However, he managed to get that whole body out of that crater too. He dragged that whole thing up out of that fucking crater and just laid it down at Nate's feet and was like, look at that shit.
What do you think of that?
How do you like them apples, Nate?
Oh, not so alone up here, are we? I call him Steve. Want to see his penis?
You want to see his mummified penis?
Don't ask me why I looked at that. That was the first thing I did. Welcome to the moon.
Holy fuck. So yeah, like I don't know where he got the strength or ability to. He's like hypothermic, and he still has. You know, on Everest they just leave you up there.
They certainly do.
They leave you up there because you're too heavy,
and also because you shouldn't be up there.
I mean that's
why God put it so far up there.
It's too many of you up high. All right.
Yeah, you're a bigger risk to everybody around you when you die on Mount Everest. So they just leave your dumb, stupid, frozen corpse up there to be forever.
You know what my favorite
never rot.
My favorite part about achieving a days-long, grueling, painful goal that makes me feel accomplished and elated at the end is the line longer than the fair.
You're saying there's a lot of people up there?
There's so many fucking people you can't even get to the top. It's constantly a line of like 120 people climbing Everest.
God, those people are fucking nerds.
And most of them, some of them just die. Some of them just die, and then as you're walking up the last part of Everest, you go, there's one.
You know what's just as good? Looking at a picture. I get the same amount of I feel the same feelings in my body when I look at the picture of the top of Mount Everest.
The cover of a People magazine.
Yeah, all that work.
Or Time, because People is the gossip rag. Either way.
People's number one person, the mountain.
That's sort of fucking weird Black Mirror shit. The mountain.
Coming across this body, full rightly, should have been scarier than a man opening his eyes.
No, it was a stupid jump scare, and then, oh, look, and then there's a perforation. Oh, it's a rock. It must have happened when I dragged him disrespectfully. That filthy fucking corpse. Now, here's the thing, right?
Let me just put my hand right in this fucking hole.
Here's the thing, and this is a perfect illustration of my point. They go back to the lunar lander. First of all, they leave that dead fucking body right out there to continue nodding. And at this moment, you could have had, this is a perfect opportunity to have two characters vulnerably discussing the confrontation, good God words, of their own mortality, having found an astronaut dead on the moon that they're on right now.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing I would think is, that could be me.
Huh.
Isn't that fucking crazy, Nate or Ben, depending on who I'm doing an impression of right now?
It's both.
Nah, though. We're just not gonna talk. We're just gonna go right to bed. What's for breakfast? Powdered eggs.
Powdered eggs and ham spread. They just, they have that look. They look at each other and they go, we didn't see this.
You have basically, okay, fuck you too. No, they just go back and they're all pissed over the fucking, as if any of the government's gonna tell them what the fuck's going on at this point. Hey, we found a Russian lander and there's a dude up here. What's that about? Oh, don't look! Don't look at that!
Certainly don't go in there.
It's not, don't look at it, please.
Hey, hey.
It's a mirage.
I know you found a dead body, but don't you go poking around in that dead body.
Moon craters are like sand dunes. You're seeing an oasis in the desert. Don't get close. It'll disappear. I don't give a fuck about the fact that the Russian, you can eat shit. The least believable part of this whole movie is that when they go inside the Russian lander, first of all, they know how to operate it, even though they didn't know the fucking mission existed.
Oh, yeah.
And secondly, that it's functional at all.
Oh, boy. And has air?
Oh, yeah, and enough.
Enough air.
You go into that thing and it looks like a spaghetti Tupperware from the inside. And yeah, it just turns on fine and I can breathe.
Thank God.
Why the fuck would you take off your fucking helmet? The only thing keeping you alive on a whim, on a maybe. Dickhead.
What is this? The Magic School Bus and we're on Pluto? He's gonna prove a point there? He goes in this fucking lunar thing and...
Okay, like Arnold dies in that episode. He's fucking dead.
He rightly should be dead.
All right?
His eyes turn to like red gems.
He becomes ice immediately. Look at fucking Indiana Jones puzzle skull.
Miss Frizzle would have been fired the second she got back to Earth.
Okay, Miss Frizzle would have been fired the second she went in a boy's asshole for a trip.
Miss Frizzle would have been fired the second she took her class into a fish to become sperm. Miss Frizzle would have been fired the second she took her class into a chicken to become sperm.
The second that she...
How many times are we going to fertilize a fucking egg, Miss Frizzle?
Holy shit.
How come you got so much cum on your mind, you fucking redhead?
Holy fucking shit.
You freaky ass redhead.
Why is she obsessed with animal sperm and making sure it gets where it needs to go?
Why is she so...
It's because she's a bus driver. She's essentially transporting sperm.
what was her? She had a catchphrase, didn't she? Don't something about make mistakes.
Oh,
Get messy.
Yeah.
Come.
Don't you dare tell me to get messy, Miss Frizzle. I'm 8.
I've seen what happens when you get messy. Baby fish happen.
You get eaten by bacteria in Arnold.
We go up Arnold's asshole and we find out why he's orange.
We spend way too much time as a group in Arnold's colon.
Boy, oh boy. We sure did go inside his body without his fucking permission, didn't we?
Damn, he didn't even want to go on the trip, let alone be the trip.
Yeah. Miss Frizzle, you got some answering to do. You were inside a boy.
Fuck. Anyway, let's have footage of them sleeping instead of any deep, meaningful conversation that they'd surely be having regardless of how familiar they are with each other. It's all good. Because you have 2 things in a movie, okay? When you're talking about visual entertainment, or at least like something that's going to make your brain happy. You have scenery and setting, and you have dialogue and character. You know what the moon's got? Neither. So you got to make some. They don't even bother.
Nope.
They didn't even bother trying.
Right to bed.
Dude, I see the moon out of that little fucking viewport one time, and I go, yep, that's it, I'm sure.
We're not getting any closer, are we?
That's the whole moon? Sick. No, you only saw like 2 square feet of it. Yeah, exactly.
Couldn't tell, I'm sure.
You could blindfold me and throw me on the moon, and I'd be like, I'm just home.
What's there, like a water park on the backside? No, I'm good.
Fine.
There's no need to make this trip.
I can do without it.
You got me pretty close. I'm satisfied. It's a moon for sure.
I also very much appreciate that the movie takes up so much of its own time slowly panning around the barren wasteland, only to have nothing at all happen on screen.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, just in case you missed that rock moving, let's fucking highlight it. But then let's show you a total of 10 collective minutes of no rocks ever moving.
Yeah, and
ever.
And you could honestly have just had the same shot 10 times. Because it's the fucking moon. It looks the same.
It does.
I'm sorry. All moons look alike, bro.
Oh, boy. Canceled. Fucking canceled by the moon police.
Fucking, I hate gray.
God. I've just been talking so much shit that they spend so much time in this movie making sure, Jay, that we, the viewer, understand that something's going on here. Something is going on.
There's someone on the wing.
We're on
something.
Is that Jim Carrey or is that
It's Jim Carrey doing Will Shatner.
All right, I was gonna say
that Twilight Zone episode.
Boom. Well, that's fucking wow. You captured both their essences together.
That's when Nature Calls, when fucking Greenwald is explaining the whole backstory of an African tribe.
Yeah.
And Jim Carrey's like, fuck your story. I'm hungry for sunflowers.
Because you had the Jim Carrey head movement, but you had and it is Will Shatner in that episode.
Yeah.
It was good. You did good.
I try.
That was better. This movie sucks. It spends so much time fucking letting you know that nothing's working.
Yeah.
Oh, good! Thanks for sending me to the moon!
Oh, the comms are broken!
Did we even hit fucking play? Did we try it before we left? Did we do a fucking test recording before we...
Did you test the signal? How many times we test this podcast program before starting this podcast?
If you're on Patreon, you're going to get to hear every single one.
Oh, they're vulgar as fuck. Are you sure you want to do that?
You might not get to hear all of them.
Horrible things get said during the sound check.
But fucking, you've been up here for a day, and the second you landed, shit started breaking. Great.
Yeah.
Great space program we got here.
Awesome. No wonder the Russians are beating you.
They spend every waking moment being like, Houston? No, we're not hearing from Houston. Okay, would you try Houston?
The second that Houston cuts out for a millisecond, I'm like, no, start from scratch.
Yeah.
There's the most important thing on the moon is being able to talk to Earth. If I can't do that when I want or need to, I'm not going.
Kind of, yeah. You it's better be somebody's job to be on that microphone 24 hours a day.
If I'm going camping, I'm bringing my phone. I'm sorry.
You gotta communicate.
If there's trouble, I gotta call something.
The fucking episode of Family Guy where Peter's the sheriff and he's like, we gotta call the police, and he fucking calls me. Hello? Yeah, who's that? That's my wife. So you call yourself, anyways. Where I was going.
Yeah, I guess I'll call my fucking self.
Anyway, so in between like the bursts of power flickering, interference on the cameras,
weird
and
skittering and like groans outside. Shadows move past the window. That's all I need to say.
I didn't catch that. I was probably thinking it's fine to write and not
because
not
90% of this movie that's true, and then the 10% sneaks up on you because there's no indication that anything's happening until it happens,
or is going to happen at all ever.
However, shadows move past the windows.
Nope, fire up the jump jet. Let's get the fuck out. Where's Ronald circling the moon here?
That is exactly the only acceptable reaction to that happening.
Lock the doors.
Poof. Okay, I'm staying inside now. Okay, we need more samples. Fuck you. Get them yourself up here.
And then I jerk off and produce, and like, there's your sample.
There's your fucking sample.
Floating around.
Yeah, I'm gonna do vape trick with it, stick my finger in it and spin.
A cum-nado. Yeah, so that's the film.
What
that's
else
the
we
whole
got?
movie right there.
So all of this to go. Okay, we need to get the fuck out of here, so we're going home.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
sick.
Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about red flags on the moon, Jay.
Yeah, sure.
Dead cosmonaut, footprints, interference,
missing American flag.
That was my next point. The constant sound of monsters skittering.
Oh yeah.
I know not what a monster sounds like, but hearing that, I go, what is
that's
skittering?
Probably a monster, right?
And
the fact that you have to use the word skittering and it's audible means it's not anything I like.
It's just like, why are the monsters interfering? They're rocks. They're either rocks or they look like rocks. They're not machines.
Yeah, sure.
They're not machines. They're rocks.
They're fucking rocks, bro.
Why is the signal to Earth picking up the?
You know what the fuck they are? You know what the fuck they are, Matt?
What the fuck are they?
You know, when Jack Sparrow goes to Davy Jones' locker.
No, I've never seen these movies, but go on.
Literally, okay? I think he's in the locker. I think
is this he gets the dirt?
The rock that he licks, and then legs come out of it, and it's actually crabs. That's
crabs.
What's on the fucking moon.
Space crabs.
Yep.
By the way,
Johnny Depp space crabs.
You don't want crabs to be anywhere near you because they will eat you if you stop moving. That's crabs.
That's just factually accurate.
Anything that doesn't move goes in a crab.
And also, let me tell you, you're in a lunar lander, which is volatile as fuck. You get that one pinch, it could ruin everything.
They have so many valuable wires just dangling outside of the lunar lander.
Unbelievable.
Fuck.
What else? Yeah, they start going home, right? They're like, okay, we got our fucking samples. Shit's been weird.
Oh, the dude, he gets the rock in him, and they pull it out with the thing, and now he's got a rock infection.
I'm getting there.
Okay, good, because I don't remember how the rock gets in him.
So they start taking off to go home, and I know the chronology of this because I wrote right here. If they're flying home, why'd they leave a camera on the surface to be dragged away conveniently right as they're taking off? Because as they're taking off, the camera gets dragged away, and their rover, which they're just leaving there because Americans can't help but litter everywhere they go, gets knocked over. So Nate has to go out and rewrite it, because in order to get off the moon, I don't know if you know this, you have to be talking to people. Otherwise, you're just blasting off into nothing. And how do you know?
You just gotta wait for somebody to come pick you up.
Yeah, ain't too many cars coming down this highway.
Yeah,
right?
You'd be surprised how vast and open space is.
Yeah.
For you to just be out in it.
You could be out in it for a very long time and see nobody, as it turns out.
Just like fucking Saskatchewan. Very similar that way.
Fuck. So because Ben's a lazy oaf, he sends Nate out to move an entire car by himself. Thankfully, it's the moon, and everything behaves as if it's an inflatable.
You know, if it were me, Jay, I would have said, fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck that car.
We'll try again later with not me.
Like, no, just leave it. Who cares if we're leaving the moon? We're never coming back.
No, and so that they can operate it remotely from the Earth, probably.
Yeah, because
like an RC car.
Yeah, heaven forbid we install something that flips it over like a turtle.
Like the worst of battle bots. You just gotta flip them upside down, and it's over. I win. That's how you knew you fucked up your battle bot.
You get the soft underbelly.
The fucking Jay Leno chin one comes and flips you, and it's done.
Oh man, I've been watching not battle bots, but it's like another league of battle bots. It's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I've seen like
good.
It's like low budget and like it's like fucking backyard street fights version.
Pretty much, yeah.
You know, I have seen clips of that. That's fine. Anyway, while Nate's out there doing that, he's looking at the lunar lander that they're trying to take off, and he notices that it's been ripped apart. And then he immediately goes, "Well, it must have been an alien."
Had to have been.
And then right away, there's something in my helmet. Hey, dude, have fun with that. I'll see you later.
Hit. Poof. That's me flipping the switch to get the fuck out.
Bye. Also, this motherfucking asshole Ben is watching him freak out about the thing in his suit, and then he turns around to the camera. And there's a very visible spider inside of his helmet. We're not going to watch the footage back.
No.
We're not even going to use my eyes to see that because you're looking at me, hence why you can be seen by the camera.
I didn't see it. It can't be true. You said there's something in your suit? Well, it couldn't have been that fucking crab on your face.
Good goddamn. Anyway, that
coconut crab attached to your lower lip. I don't know. I don't see nothing, man.
So they rip the suit off, and when he gets in there, he says he can't remember shit. So let me jog your memory by an example of what we were saying earlier. Saying 15 times, you said it was in your helmet. That's what you said. That's what you said. It was in your helmet and suit. You said those words.
And I don't see it anywhere. How dare you? How dare you?
Well, why don't we check the giant gaping hole in my stomach?
Yeah.
That I don't feel, apparently.
Yeah, that wasn't alarming to feel at all.
Nah. The way that a rock's in me?
That's always been there. That's my lucky rock.
That's my...
Yeah, I don't notice that, but the guy's just like, there's something there, man.
It's my Gwyneth Paltrow rock.
I touched you with one finger and I can feel it.
I didn't have a vagina to insert it into, so I had to make a slit.
Don't say slit. After he flips the thing and before it like attacks him, he looks down and he's like, oh, tracks.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's discuss the alien tracks.
You want to discuss the alien tracks?
Let's discuss the scuffs in the surface that have no pattern.
At all. And then also they don't look like anything even merely resembling tracks.
Not from something that's a spider crab.
No, you know what they look like?
Maybe somebody skipped a stone?
They literally that. Okay, when the stone first hits the water and it creates that fucking arc.
Yep.
You know what else they look like? Kicked up sand from landing a machine on the moon.
Yeah. You know how you just fired up your machine that shoots you into space with thrust?
You know how you have a car with Jeep tire treads. You ever seen Jeeps drive through sand? It looks like what they leave behind.
It does a little bit.
18 fucking explanations for it that aren't aliens.
Fucking...
No, these tracks aren't a human foot, which I would be fine with on the fucking moon somehow. Nah, they don't look like that, so that's worse. They're equally bad, okay?
This guy, he just thinks everything's a fucking footprint.
Dickhead.
So you're subjected to looking at that and trying to figure out what he's talking about when he shows it on the screen.
Oh, yeah, and let's talk about how annoying it is that we cut from Nate having the spider in his helmet to him being behind a rock at light speed 20 feet in a different direction.
That's
laying down, and that's how Ben finds him.
That's his supernatural ability he's got from his
rock
Flash? Infection.
Yeah.
My God. So
he's got rock jaw.
We go digging around in Nate's guts and pull his rock out and like, all right, great. And he's like, oh, that's one of my samples. I know it.
I know it's one of my samples.
That's a sample right there.
I'm autistic. I know a rock when I see one, and I never forget it.
So, okay. Say you just pull a rock out of your pal.
Yeah, right out.
And you're examining it. And it explodes.
Yeah.
We get the fuck out of there or what?
Well, let me tell you what happened.
Leave the other rocks behind, obviously.
Nate actually hit it with a hammer.
Did he?
Because when it cuts away, he's still holding it, and there's a little piece of rock on it.
Oh, I thought he was just like poking it and it just like pops.
Here's my other thing, okay? So did I. However, my space buddy just hit a rock with a hammer. I'm leaving anyway.
Yeah.
Because he needs the kind of help I haven't been trained to provide.
I'm going to say there's probably less room than this. And, like, if you're swinging a hammer, you're going to hurt me.
That's also true, yeah.
Close quarters to be just wielding a...
Also, we're going to be in weightlessness later on, and you just got rock everywhere. You might as well have just picked up sand and thrown it in the... You ruined it. You ruined everything.
You might as well have rubbed wet flour into the console.
You might as well have just chewed on wires like a rat.
Fucking... There's so few rules to going to space. One of the, like, the main rule is, like, don't get stuff everywhere, you know?
Yeah, don't get stuff everywhere. Don't get stuff in your suit.
You're in space. Do whatever you want. Just don't get it everywhere.
Let me tell you also, to be quite honest, okay, if I was Nate, if I was on the moon and there was a spider in my suit, I would be dead because I would have removed the suit. Right then and there, on the moon. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
One of us is going to be dead, either me or the spider, in the next 30 seconds, and I can't reach it. But what I can reach is the latch to my helmet.
Yeah,
Either way, the spider's leaving my suit.
It's gonna get sucked right the fuck out.
I'm fine with that.
The vacuum of space will take care of this.
Fuckers.
So...
Fucking spiders.
I guess, like, it had to have been one of his samples, because how else did it get in his suit without making a hole? I was kind of the whole time I've been like, how is it in his suit without ripping a hole in it?
There's a brief clip where they're sleeping where a helmet falls off the shelf and nobody notices or says anything about it.
Was it the smashed helmet? Or did they take the cosmonaut's helmet? Because I feel like it was the smashed helmet and they kind of looked at it.
I think they did take it, yeah.
So
I mean, evidence, I guess.
Maybe it was in the helmet and they didn't notice.
Or his samples were fucking spiders.
I would hope so.
Well, that's what they're there for. So this is because Nate is immediately getting a blood infection in the worst way, where it's black and necrotic in your bloodstream. You don't want that. However, with that being said, the fuck do you expect? It was a moon rock inside of you. I don't know what's up there, but it's not in me right now. And you put a new thing in me, my body's gonna go, I don't like that.
Yeah,
let's get that out.
It's either gonna kill you or make you stronger.
It's either we get it out or we put it everywhere and you die. Those are the two options with the human body and a foreign body.
Yep. No, it's just that's poisons. Throw it up or you die.
Throw it up or you die. It's like a gang sign.
Poisons and gang signs, and it's the fucking two arms just throwing
Arnold
up and dying.
Schwarzenegger and whatever, the guy from Predator, probably.
I think it's Predator.
I think the scene is from Predator.
I think, yeah. Arnold is the guy.
Right here I wrote, looks like there are some bats in the belfry, aka bugs in your body.
I thought you were talking about boogers up his nose.
Well, there's a lot of things. Well, his eyes are all fucked up too.
Yeah.
So this is when they're calling up. I don't know if they say it in the movie at this point, or if I just predicted it, but I said human sacrifice to monitor known moon aliens. I think what happened was they got into contact with Houston again, and they were like, yeah, we knew about the Russians. And then he's like, did you know there's fucked up shit up here? And it's just like, look, just bring the samples home, okay?
Yeah.
Why don't you stop asking questions that'll get you stranded on the moon?
You're already there.
Listen, Houston has the ultimate trump card right now, which is like, do as we say or stay there.
Yeah, do as we say or we turn the radio off. And then we go on to Apollo 19.
We turn it off and we rip the knob off.
We send Apollo 19 to the other side of the moon. Turn it down and rip the knob off. We got astronauts who are dying.
So the second that Ben goes, hey, man, Nate's fucked up, and the tone changes on the other end, it's like, look, you're infected with a foreign body that's not even from Earth. They wouldn't even let you cross the border with that, let alone enter the atmosphere again.
They barely let you into America if you have a sneeze.
Exactly.
Have you been feeling ill? How's your diarrhea situation? Are you in between or are you having it, you know?
So like in my notes here, it's clear to me that I've skipped over a great deal of movie.
That's fine.
But it's not important movie. It's just movie.
I already told you it's glitches. It's them going, Houston's not talking to us.
Yeah.
Houston.
Oh, gee. Can we get a hold of Johnny? Nah, he's rubbing one out probably.
Literally, he's like, fuck yeah, dark side.
Here we go.
No one can see what I'm doing. And that's when he does the worst thing he could ever do.
Pardon me while I give in to the dark side.
and that's where he tucks it back in and just puts it up his own bum.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
It sort of defeats the purpose because you'd have to be flaccid.
Sure do.
How are you supposed to get hard and still do that unless you want to like?
It's more of like a.
I can't do the finger mouth noise, but
Pop. I know the finger mouth noise,
Yeah.
and I know the motion at which you have to do it, and I understand what that represents.
It also, yeah, like I hadn't really thought about how I was basically doing the ASL version of pulling a penis out of my butthole with like velocity against its own suction.
And that's how you hurt yourself.
It is. That's how you get torn.
That's either how you get torn or you fucking pop your head off. Depends on the grip, I suppose.
It depends on the grip and the slip.
The gripping and the slipping.
12 hours of oxygen left at this point, and we need to get the fuck off the moon, but we can't talk to anybody.
Just go.
You just leave. You're better off in, like, out there. I'm sure there's GPS on the thing.
Oh, you can't talk to me? So what are you going to do? Sit there like a bitch?
Are you going to be a pussy, or are you going to make a decision for yourself like a real man?
Just go. Yeah, they assume they're guinea pigs, and they're like, let's go fuck up them signal things then.
Yeah.
Because it's the signals that are making everything all signally up in here.
You're going to try and sacrifice me to the moon gods?
Let's see. Let's fuck up your $1 million machines.
The kind of thing that's probably a felony when I come home.
Yeah, the thing you didn't get permission to do from the moon.
I guarantee you that there would be so heavy regulations that you wouldn't be able to split up like they do to get themselves in trouble here.
No.
I bet. Hard bet.
Tethered to the everything. So, they get to the machines, and the machines have already been fucked. So
yeah, by moon aliens.
Done.
All right, sick. Yeah, just JoJo out here trying to fucking actively mix live. Get out.
That was one paw on the space bar I didn't need to have
happen. Yeah, fucking one too many. Just a little too close there. Not enough character development for human interest, which is important for a movie where all you see for 2/3 is people in a spider.
Yeah, when you've got humans in a box, it's nice to know some things.
It's nice to have them be people instead of mannequins.
Yeah, instead of just robots doing their job who are we're just here to get some fucking moon rocks.
So we got 12 hours of oxygen left. You know what has more oxygen, I bet? I guesstimate.
Based on the backwards Russian numbers we might
couldn't read?
Yeah.
Speaking Russian probably gets you put in prison in 1972.
That or just turned inside out to see if you're a Russian on the inside.
Yeah. Oh, a sleeper. Well, let's wake him up.
Well, yeah, let's go in through the back door. You won't be expecting that one.
Anyway, let's fucking get there. The whole time this is happening, Nate is saying things like, I want to go see the aliens because the inside of my body is calling to them and they're responding.
Yeah, he's not doing so good.
Also, I'm sick of being watched, so I'm now going to take a hammer to all glass inside of this lunar lander.
Yeah, let me fuck up all these cameras, but then also, yeah,
also, I'm going to
bleed glass.
I'm going to bleed through my cot onto Ben's face, which is why I know they're not jerking off, because the same thing would have already happened.
That's right, yeah. They're on the moon, so there is some gravity.
There is.
Things do fall.
But what else does he do, that retard, that idiot that you should have left at the space station?
Well, does he
literally being like, leave me behind, I want to hang out with the aliens.
No, we have a cure for this.
First of all, there's no fucking way there's a cure. The cure is a bullet in his head.
We're gonna get you home, buddy, and just give this to every fucking person.
The second you breathe, it's airborne.
And it is, because he gets fucking ill. By the end of the film, his eyes are all fucked up.
They are fucked up.
So I don't know how he gets him outside, but he gets him outside.
He's he goes from trying to attack Ben with a hammer and destroying all the cameras with a hammer and being like, you're trying to kill me in my sleep with a hammer, to just being okay with getting on the rover and going to the Russian one.
Yeah.
He's just cool with it. As a matter of fact, he's driving.
But he gets outside and he's got the hammer. He starts beating on the window.
That's him trying to get into the Russian one later.
Okay, all right, because here I am.
Oh, you can't tell the difference because all lunar landers look the fucking same.
Well, first of all, the Russian one.
And how they look is boring.
The Russian one looks like it's got a face that's going, ooh. If you watch the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about.
It's just as surprised as you are.
Americans on the moon. Fuck it. Yeah, I forget if I mentioned it, but the first time they go in there, he's like, wow, it's not so different from the American one, huh?
That's what I was saying, is that,
Wink.
like, you're turning it on and touching buttons? How do you know? Like,
I just do. It's so close.
I don't even know if Russians read left or right.
I don't know.
It's all boxes and long lines. Like,
I think they have to show their books to a mirror so that they can read the letters the right way.
So that the demon inside translates it for them.
Yeah.
Like Constantine.
Oh, God. Yeah, so they...
Andy Milonakis is a Constantine.
I like that.
Wow.
That was a good one. You should tweet that at him.
He's got a disease that he doesn't age.
Mm.
And well, he does age, but he ages into a woman. He ages into... he ages into a fun ant.
Yeah, he does. There are if you don't even Google it, go on YouTube and search it up, Andy Milonakis, and there's like there's compilations of him being misgendered on his live stream. There's there's a real good one where a guy who looks like Gene Wilder,
oh my God,
tries to fuck him because he thinks he's a child.
I have seen that.
He tries to drag him off to
a
warehouse party, and he's got a huge bag of candy. Yup. And the whole time he's like, I'm just waiting to, meet the right person to fuck. I'm just gonna fuck a boy.
Good God. What is he in, like, Thailand, probably?
He was in L.A. Los Angeles. He was blocks away from his own home, likely.
Maybe it was just Gene Wilder.
He is in that one movie where he forces people to hump at gunpoint.
He does do that in that movie.
That's a movie that Gene Wilder is in. He's also Willy Wonka. And he doesn't do that, but
Willy Wonka, also a movie where he does disrespectful things to kids.
I had a fun thought, is like, the movie Willy Wonka, but he makes the parents wait outside. No, just the kids.
I got stuck in his chocolate tube.
We're gonna need more clarification. Be more specific.
Just the kids. I'll give them chocolate.
Don't worry, they'll be fine. They won't be molested by midgets in here. No. I haven't slathered them in orange paint.
They'd better not try my gobstopper.
They better not. Yeah, I don't know. You got it right there. What the
He calls his penis his everlasting gobstopper, probably.
Well, yeah. Because every layer is a different flavor. That too. That too. I like yours better.
Every layer is a flavor is disgusting. Ew, dude.
I don't know where the layers come into play, but they do.
Holy fuck.
Under the foreskin. And full circle.
When they're trying to escape to the Russian lander and actively suffocating because theirs has run out of oxygen.
Yeah.
At one point, Ben's like, oh, no, I gotta grab the film. Dude, fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck the film. Save your life.
I think the Department of Defense is going to be just fine, without the film.
Try again next week.
Let me tell you one thing about the film. It fucking blows.
And also,
leave it on the moon.
Burn the film.
Fucking, second of all, how the fuck did they recover this footage when you see what happens, huh?
Like, that footage is... You raise a great point.
That footage should be either, I guess... all right, look.
Fuck no, though, because no.
Okay, yeah, so it should have been incinerated coming back to Earth. Let's just say that.
Bare minimum.
Bare minimum.
Okay? It should have also been frozen solid during a crash with another space station that broke it open, I'm sure.
It should be lost to space.
And also, it could have just flown out into space from a wide open crashed space station. But none of that happened, and the film is fine somehow.
Yep, and the cameras that were on the moon in there is perfectly good, even though we didn't go back to get them or nothing.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
We got the footage, though. Great.
So Nate's driving the lander, and he's like, actually, fuck this. And he just bails because he knows he's near the crater where the aliens are, and he's like, okay, let's fucking go then.
All right, see you later, Nate.
And he goes, they're calling me to here. And then he gets grabbed by nothing at all and just falls into the crater.
And again,
it looks like he gets his ankles hooked, but it's by nothing.
They forgot to add in the alien.
Yeah, they didn't add in shit.
If they would have added it in, you would have been like, that's... Because it would have to be a big one to do that.
Big enough to do that, yeah.
So I feel like they probably animated it like, well, that doesn't...
We're just going to have nothing.
Yeah, nothing seems a lot better than the believable alien arm there.
So Ben chases after him briefly.
Why?
And does the camera flash thing in the dirty cold crater again. You know the crater that Nate just said the aliens are in and live in and love being in?
Yeah, it's one. I guess it is one specific crater, and I think is it the one where the lander?
It's right by the Russian one, yeah.
All right.
So the rocks start moving, and he doesn't get out of there fucking fast enough at all. He lives, but I would have. It was like 3-4 flashes too many of moving rocks.
He lives, but he doesn't deserve to.
No. Why would you even bother? I wouldn't have bothered taking Nate with me, period.
Nope.
You tried to attack me with a hammer. I don't care if you're being amiable now. You're gonna have like a mood swing, like a fucking...
Yeah. He's got a hammer, for God's sake.
Yeah.
You didn't take away the hammer.
He's gonna take that hammer and he's gonna have a big mood swing into your skull.
There you go. Fuck.
Yes, crater bugs. All this unnecessary... Yeah! Oh, fuck you, dude. Honestly, there's a part where they're out exploring, and it might actually be right now. The frame rate's like 10, and then he gets sucked back, and it just jumps up to 60 for that, and then it goes back down to 10. There's no reason for it to do that.
I don't think
There's
I was
no
even
fucking
looking.
reason at all for it to do that.
I think I heard him go, huh, and I just assumed that's...
Yeah.
You know, fucking, hey, Nate, are you okay? I don't hear from you immediately. Goodbye.
That's exactly how that works.
Hey, Nate, I'm just going to get cigarettes. I'll be back.
We're on the moon. So he gets into that fucking lander, and he just pilots it like he's from Russia, and he's a covert op.
Yep.
Cool. You just know how to do that.
Fire it right up.
I'm pretty sure you would get arrested and put in jail for knowing how to operate that thing.
You would. There would be questions.
Oh, yeah. And then where'd your familiarity come from, given that Russia is banned?
Well, apparently they're not that similar. They have all the same buttons.
Fucking dick. No,
just different
they
symbols.
don't.
Oh,
Also, he takes his helmet off. He takes his helmet off with no confirmation that he won't die by doing so.
Mm-hmm.
The inside of the lander's mangled. There could be a hole.
when they're land, okay, I don't understand how landers work. How the fuck are you opening a door and then closing that door and then having air in your building?
It's like an airplane. It's pressurized.
Where is the air coming from?
Tanks. So it'll just supply through ventilation, internal vents. I can't remember what they're called.
I don't fucking trust that shit.
I wouldn't. No. What if you didn't close the door fast enough? You take the helmet off. You're like, oh, there's still a little space in here. You know?
Well, so theirs has a little countdown because he's like, 1,
Yeah.
2, and like Russian. How do you know? That's 1 point. Second point.
Gosh, Matroshka. Oh, my mom?
I had another point. It doesn't even fucking matter. Doesn't matter that I had a point. Oh, right. This whole time, since they were like, time to go to the Russian one, Houston's like, hey, no, you're infected. You got to leave him there.
Yeah.
You better stay there too. Yeah,
Yeah.
We don't need those rocks.
You know what? Fuck all y'all. Stay.
If these rocks are really as bad as you say they are, just leave them.
So Ben's like, fuck you. What I'm going to do is take this thing, and I'm going to enter U.S. airspace with it and expect not to be shot by an F-16. Immediately. Like, upon entry.
I believe, I think John's
What do you expect? Like, Earth is home base. I'm safe. No touchies.
See, I made it.
No tagsies.
Home safe. Fucking all y'all oxen free. Space rock disease. So John's like,
I'll charge nothing.
John's like, fuck the Department of Defense.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go to jail for the rest of my life if I don't just get murdered.
Fucking DOD is like, you have 45 seconds to either do the thing we say or die.
Yeah, we're just gonna not contact with you.
I do like that the guy, this is the most disrespectful shit to me. To be like, we'll tell your family you were a hero. Fuck you. You know what? Don't tell them shit.
Yeah.
Thanks for telling me essentially on my deathbed, in the middle of the conversation where I'm told I'm not allowed to go home and I need to die out here, that you're gonna lie to my wife and son.
Yeah, really though.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Why don't you just teabag my open mouth?
Might as well. With a fucking
with milk, cause jalapenos.
Yeah, get it in the milk first, cause I did. Look, milk is disgusting, and also nuts are disgusting.
Balls don't taste curdled enough as it is. Give me that milk.
Oh yeah, sour that milk instantly with my nuts. So the plan is, because look, Jay, Russian spaceships and American spaceships now operate exactly the same.
They do.
they're not compatible. It's like two male prongs just slapping together, you know?
Doesn't work.
So the plan here.
No discount.
That.
It's not racist because I'm quoting something.
I know it's not, but that lady, she
had some opinions.
She should have lost her fucking job as a nail technician.
100%. Fired for discrimination.
So the plan is here. We're going to do. We're just get it up there, and then we're gonna do a synchronized orbit. And just jump.
Yeah, just get in the suit and jump.
You know
that Van Halen song that's not out yet?
Panama? Panama! Just wait for the badass breakdown.
Yeah, and then jump.
In that suit that has no fucking air, that you were just, starving of oxygen in.
You basically got one shot and you better be real close to me.
Yeah, and also, you better make it, because if you don't, you're just going in that direction until you die, and then you just continue to go.
I'll be waving.
There's no getting to you. See you later.
At least the DOD gets what they want.
Yeah.
Don't miss.
That, or they're like, hey, man, we gave you 45 seconds. Nah. This is not how it works. You tried.
Psych! So this is the scene. Okay, first of all, before he takes off, the best line. Okay, so you have jalapeno dick, but I just think that's fucking stupid.
It is. That's because it is stupid, Jay.
I wrote in my notes that I could have guessed when the blood infection started that Nate was going to turn into Jack Torrance at the fucking ski lodge.
Yeah.
So the Wendy I'm home line in this movie, dude, is so... This is why this comparison is 100% appropriate. Nate shows up after having fallen in the crater while Ben's trying to get the Russian lander ready for takeoff. And he's banging on the window, and he goes, "You need to come out here," or "Let me in." Is one of the one he says one of those two things.
Yeah.
And Ben goes, "No, you're infected." And then Nate says, "Well, then I'm coming in." And he starts bashing the fucking glass with a hammer. Best fucking line.
Yep.
Holy shit, that's the best line. Oh. And then he looks to the side just so that the viewer can see how many spiders he's kept. Because it's a lot.
He's definitely collected.
And then he explodes. And then he just explodes.
Yeah,
and that's how he dies. Just like that.
Yep. Just like in fucking Cloverfield.
That is just like in Cloverfield.
Explode for no reason than so that you're not there anymore.
For a reason that's not at all explained to anybody except for, we just want to get rid of this character. Their contract's up, probably.
Yeah, we don't want people to be sad about him being on the moon, so let's just blow him up because he's not going to just die.
So during the scene with Ben talking to DOD about how he's not allowed to come home, about with Ben preparing the Russian LK for takeoff, his conversation with Johnny, 80% of the time, his mouth is not moving. They mask over the fact that he's not saying his dialogue by just cutting quickly. In the way where it's like, okay, we're doing a montage of panic, except a conversation is happening at the same fucking time. Which leads me to assume that he just can't act. That they watched the footage and they were like, he sucks. Change it. Well, we don't have enough budget to reshoot. Let's just have footage of him looking from left to right.
All right.
Sick.
Yeah.
This is in the climax of your fucking movie. You've chosen to do this.
I didn't think a lick about this.
The most important part of his movie, and they do it to Johnny as well, and they do it to Nate earlier in the movie. So either somebody's not mic'd, or all these people suck at acting. So bad that they're like, we'll just use whatever else that's not them acting.
Can it be both? It can be both.
It can be, yeah. I mean, yeah, the movie sucks, so yeah, it can.
Yeah.
Just flip that page disrespectfully.
I thought you were going to mic drop your book.
No, because I have 4 more notes to say.
Good. So, this fucking lander takes off. It's going up into space. As soon as he gets out of the atmosphere, fucking rocks.
They just count because weightlessness.
Yeah, they just up and right into eye level.
And
that's exactly where you want them to be, is right so that you don't have to have a wide shot.
Yes.
You see his face and the rocks come
that's right.
up into frame.
And now these rocks explode into spiders. And it's all CG, which explains why Ben doesn't look at a single fucking one of them. He just looks around.
You think he was given like Find the spider, man. There's a spider here somewhere.
At the very least, okay, put little, like, permanent marker dots there and then motion cap the spiders to his eye line, you fucks.
At least throw a bunch of tennis balls at him. For the love of God, I'd
like
rather...
like a dog you're trying to excite.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll bring the method out.
Put a little peanut butter in his mouth so it looks like he's saying something, too.
Oh, my fucking God. Yeah, half the time during what I was talking about, his mouth's just shut. Sick.
Yeah.
Why are you making it into, like, a... There's no reason to do that. No. Also, like, this footage was uploaded to lunartruth.com. As in, like, they're trying to drum up a conspiracy theory level about it. But if this is the way that you chose to cut together the footage for your conspiracy theory, you have now made yourself completely unbelievable. Because you edit like shit. I can tell that you've cut it together. So now I question the footage.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be...
If I see a cut in a Bigfoot video, I go, it's probably a guy.
It's probably where you could see his wristwatch.
Yes, exactly that. Why are there cuts in this footage, guys? Conspiracy bullshit. You suck.
Show me the 80 hours.
What, did you shoot this at home?
Yeah, in a garage, likely. So, this is the end of the movie.
It is, okay, the end of this movie is one of the worst fucking endings of any movie I've ever seen, and I don't exaggerate when I say that. Ben managed to grab the tape recorder with his son's voice on it. I don't know why you'd bother stopping for that when you're trying to go home to the real one. Who cares? He's going to tell you I love you in person.
He better.
Yeah, he goddamn better. I just went to the moon for you. I'm the one putting food on this table.
I brought you this rock.
Be infected by it. So the tape recorder is just him playing the section where his child says love you over and over, except the delay keeps changing. And the rewind length keeps changing. And then the silence between when the tape recorder turns off and the music starts up again is longer than earlier when he hears it for the first time because it's more dramatic that way.
You're damn right it is. That jerked a tear right out of me. Oh, man.
Yeah, you got a tear jerked?
I was like, oh, give me that tear back.
Oh,
that's not your tear movie. You didn't deserve that one.
I need to hydrate.
I put that tear right back in my right back in my duct.
So he just starts screaming because the moon rocks turn to spiders, and Johnny's like, "What's happening? You're coming in too fast."
Yeah,
and then they crash.
I'm not gonna get out of the way. I'm not gonna hit the gas pedal.
The gas pedal.
I'm not gonna do it.
We're not even gonna tickle those thrusters.
What was the plan? Like, okay, actually, first of all, what was the plan? Second of all, space is so vast.
Yeah.
You got some pretty decent aim if you're firing from a ship from the moon and you're hitting one other ship in the vastness of space.
So I think the plan as explained by Johnny was, okay, I'm orbiting the moon. I'm going to let you know, as far as trajectory, when to take off so that you're coming close to me as I'm continuing to orbit. This will cause you to orbit slightly faster than me because you're using jet propulsion still. Catch up to me in my orbit, at which point I guess I'll just open the door and catch you like a trust fall.
Boy, Johnny, you sure have thought this through. Absolutely.
This sounds like a plan. Let's try it.
Yeah, this is why we left you in the space station. You're the thinker. So
they crash into each other because that's what would happen in 100% of cases of trying to do this.
Very likely, because I don't know if you know this.
I've seen a lot of space movies, and people very often crash into each other.
Well, yeah. It's because you can't stop. There's no stop.
There's only incredibly difficult.
There's only rockets that face the other direction, and you hope.
Picture yourself having used a fire extinguisher to get propulsion, and now you have to stop in weightlessness. The best thing you can do is turn that fire extinguisher around and blow it in the other direction and hope.
And hope.
That's it. Now, Ben doesn't even have a fire extinguisher.
No. Ben has nothing.
He has spiders.
He's got the weight of a couple rocks.
He's got bugs now on him.
And then they crash. And then this footage was uploaded to what is it? lunardickhead.com.
Lunar shit.
How the fuck did they get that URL? How the fuck did they get that URL?
Ben just is a great... I think they bought it because it was like one of those ARGs for when this movie came out. You know, in the
it?
same way that Cloverfield was, or like
Was it?
the SCP shit. I think.
Okay, I know that. Like,
it was like one of those that you go on and you like solve a puzzle and you get like some hidden footage that nobody's seen or some shit.
I figured they just bought it off of some conspiracy theory guy because
Also,
like
maybe that
Lunar Truth. You're telling me that that's not already about the moon landing?
Lunar Truth. That domain has to be owned by the guy that got punched in the face by Buzz Aldrin.
The Lunar Truth. Buzz Aldrin's a bitch.
Buzz Aldrin's got a mean right hook.
You know who doesn't? Danny Trejo.
No.
You want to watch that guy get knocked on his fucking ass?
You know who's 80? Danny fucking Trejo. No, nobody can punch at age 80. I'm sorry. Bruce Lee, maybe, if he had lived that long.
Certainly not a son. I will not tell you that much.
No, Brandon was really bad.
He couldn't catch a bullet for shit.
No, there's some genetic trait between them where they just suck at getting out of the way of bullets.
It's rough. It's rough. It's rough for the Lees that way.
So here's the fucking end of the Ben just screams into a camera, and that's how the movie ends, with him crashing into his orbital contact, and then text that implies that these moon rocks have been distributed around the world, as if you're trying to create some kind of alien-related sequel.
Yup.
And then B-roll of the barbecue and people who are dead smiling years ago.
And then the lies that their family was told.
Yeah, tons of them.
The quote-unquote official report is that John Gray died in training. Nathan died when his fucking F-14 crashed.
Sure.
I'm guessing that's a jet.
Yeah.
Because all these astronauts have fucking wicked lives outside of astronauting. Ben was killed mid-air during a mid-air evac. I don't know what that is. I feel like they're just making things up.
That would be like, okay, he's coming in hot and he's got to peace out.
But he's a fucking astronaut.
Okay, well, the other one has an F-14 as well, an incident. I think it says during re-entry.
These families will believe anything. Well, they weren't supposed to be in space, though. They were like, yeah, we're just going to tell your family that you're training with the Japanese.
Family's like, ugh. That's too soon for that. Didn't we just bomb them? Anyway, my last note here.
20 years.
My last note on the whole page. Thanks for the montage of barbecues. Harvey Weinstein should have stuck to rape. 3 out of 10.
Did Harvey Weinstein
produce this?
Oh God.
Because yes. I mean, it's Weinstein Company, but whatever. He put his own name as a producer credit like a fucking dickhead. So yeah, you really want to tether yourself to this shit?
Yep.
This shit heap?
NASA distributed these rocks, and then there's 10 minutes of credits.
Yeah, 10 whole fucking minutes of credits,
dude.
The movie actually ends 20 minutes before the movie ends.
Fucking 3 out of 10.
3, yeah.
3 out of 10, and it's only because concept.
It's because
found footage moon concept. Good.
1 for concept, 1 for jalapeno dick, 1 for well then I'm coming in.
There you same. I agree. That's all it fucking needs. Garbage film. This podcast was 15 minutes longer than the movie is.
Yep.
And better. It's
That's
good.
an objective fact. I'm sorry. All right, I did 4. I got 4 movies for you, okay? To pick from here.
Lay them on me.
I suspect you're going to guess one. One is found footage, and you're only going to be able to guess one.
Okay.
First one is outer space, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The second one is You're Locked In Here With Me.
Okay.
There's a Rorschach reference from The Watchmen when he starts killing prison inmates.
Oh, he's locked in there with him.
Because you're stuck in a space thing with spiders.
Yeah. No,
or you're stuck on the moon with spiders. Either way, you're stuck with gross things like Rorschach, like Jackie Earle Haley's face.
Yeah, those poor prisoners. He was
like
right there.
More like Jackie Earle Haley, the most porous prisoner, because he's got pockmarked cheeks.
Poor Jackie.
Third theme is never trust the government.
Okay.
And the fourth theme is contamination.
Okay. And one is found footage.
Yes.
We've got
outer space. We've got You're Stuck In Here With Me. Yep.
Contamination.
Yep. Don't
trust the government.
Yep.
I don't know any of them. I mean, if space is an alien, I don't know what it is.
Okay.
I kind of want to go with contamination. I feel like that's going to be something different and new.
It is indeed both of those things.
Yes.
First of all, outer space was alien.
And I only guessed that because you texted me about the new movie earlier today. You said there was a new trailer. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. I don't remember what it's called now, like Rhombus or something dumb.
I don't even make another guess because that's where that's it. It's Rhombus.
It's Rhombus. Even if it's Romulus.
Yeah!
Which, let me tell you, from the Trenton Tar Pits,
oh, yeah!
this is the Easy Flow elbow.
Me and
Only
Bruce
two
Willis.
people in the world have that surgery, and one of them happens to be named Bruce Willis. Yeah, see, these are the original yellow gloves. Oh, I noticed your knockoffs there. Were you trying to go for the cheap look or the look? I don't have any money. Look, ironic is the first one that he says.
Oh,
also,
God.
that's Todd fucking Barry.
Yeah, it is. I love when he just pops up in things.
Outer space was alien, and yeah, he does so many times. You're locked in here with me. It was Blood Red Sky, which is vampires on a plane.
Oh,
I was
fucking weird.
I was gonna do Snakes on a Plane, but it's not a horror movie at all.
But I would still watch it.
Never Trust the Government was the found footage. That's The Tunnel.
Oh, I've never heard of it.
You chose Contamination. Shin Godzilla.
Yes! Oh, yes!
You chose the best Matt option on this whole movie.
Yes!
This whole fucking movie list.
Finally! I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was the Bay. I was like, yes,
I
the
get
Bay.
it. I get it.
Shit! Oh, God.
I was like, you're going to want to either pick Outer Space or Contamination, bro.
I don't know, man. To be honest, the vampires on an airplane sounds really good.
They look like the Descent ghoul things, too, kind of.
And who let them on the plane?
That's a great question. They shouldn't be there.
They just checked their is your luggage on the... It's checked? All right. Fucking...
I don't speak your language. I'm sorry. Let's just get you back to the UAE.
Oh, that's rude.
Shin Godzilla, bro.
Shin Godzilla.
Because as we all know, Godzilla is the fault of radiation. Originally, because of bombings.
Yeah.
Because of large bombs.
They really took a tragedy and turned it into Godzilla.
They really took a tragedy and turned it into a big lizard.
They just took that tragedy and they just fucking made it a big lizard. Oh, God. This movie was a shitty fucking movie.
Oh, yeah, it was. Fucking Apollo 18 dickhead.
We didn't even... This is not even like the mean, median, or mode for length of podcast. We didn't hit the average or whatever the other ones are.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
The sum of its parts.
Mm-hmm.
And
the mode, which is auto, I think. Is go?
Let's go.
My mode is always go.
You stay moded?
Apathetic. That's mood. Wow. Fucking podcast. I'm really glad that this is done.
Yeah, we never have to watch this again, nor will I. Unless I really want to hurt somebody.
Please. That's like...
With tedium, which is just...
That is the meanest.
Yes, it is.
That is the meanest thing.
It is. I couldn't do that.
Like, you might as well hide shit in their house.
In a vent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the same thing to me. So rude. Well, that was the podcast. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to listen to us talk about this movie. This movie that, like, look, there was nothing.
This is a good example of
nothing.
Let's be honest. Listen to the podcast. Never mind the movie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Honestly, we've done the film more justice than it deserved.
We probably made it sound better than it is.
For an hour and a half of two men sitting in a room, like, what more do you want? what more do you want from us? Do you want us to bleed right here?
Because I will cut myself in anguish over Apollo 18.
I will open myself up and I will bleed all over this motherfucker. All right.
Grindhouse
Movie Club, everybody. Don't ever watch Apollo 18.